In today's video, we are going to be discussing John Mayer's Duesenberg Double Cat. This guitar is known as the Wildfire guitar, and I actually keep calling it the Wildcat, which is kind of funny. It's, Wildfire and then the Double Cat. I keep mixing the two names together, and it's actually a pretty good nickname for this guitar. But this guitar has been used exclusively live to perform Wildfire, which is my personal favorite song off of Paradise Valley, and it's just a really special instrument, and I thought today we'd go over this guitar, discuss some details, some really key performances with it, and just what we know of its use in the studio. So as I was prepping for this video, I really wanted to do my best to try and pinpoint exactly when John acquired the Double Cat Duesenberg guitar, and it was really easy to just kind of assume that he acquired it for the Born and Raised Paradise Valley recording sessions. At some point during those sessions he got the guitar, but that actually is not true. Now, the Crossroads Performance with John Mayer and Keith Urban from 2010 is by far probably my favorite Mayer performance ever. It's just absolutely brilliant. I know Where the Light is fantastic and Made in America is really great, but this performance just, I think, encompasses all of what makes John such a brilliant musician, such a brilliant guitar player, and the combination of him and Keith Urban together is one that, number one, really deserves a record or at least a tour together. I'd go and see multiple of those shows if the two of them toured together, that's for sure. But it kind of also started my fascination with Duesenberg guitars because that was really my introduction to them. Seeing John playing his Mike Campbell signature Star Player guitar, that kind of started my whole fascination. Now, if you're wondering why I'm bringing up this performance, because that's a totally different Duesenberg, and by the way, if you want me to do a video on that guitar, which I'm probably going to do anyways, let me know in the comments down below. But I stumbled upon a photo from that performance showing John and Keith Urban sitting down playing, and John isn't playing the Star Player. He's playing the Double Cat. Now, that is a performance, obviously, that did not make the actual cut. That's one that did not make it onto the DVD for Crossroads. It's one that we don't have any footage of. Believe me, I've tried to find it. But during that performance, John actually sat down with the Duesenberg Double Cat instead of the Star Player and performed with it. Now, this kind of leads me into a theory that around the Battle Studies era, which was when this was filmed, John kind of started to vibe with Duesenberg guitars a lot, and he probably acquired both of the guitars at the same time, and at least earlier on in 2010 in that kind of era, preferring the Star Player Mike Campbell signature guitar, but then of course going into the Born and Raised Paradise Valley era, he switched and started favoring the Duesenberg Double Cat instead. And keep in mind, both of these guitars are incredibly similar in terms of their neck profiles, the pickups. They're extremely similar guitars. Mainly it's kind of the body construction and type that's the main difference. We're not going to get into it, but they're very similar regardless. Now, this is for sure a long shot, but if any of you guys actually know what song they performed with the Duesenberg Double Cat specifically, if you have any footage of it, that'd be absolutely incredible. But please let me know in the comments down below as well, because when I stumbled upon this relatively recently, because I kind of am really getting into Duesenberg guitars lately, and I definitely want to get one at some point in the future. I saw this and I was blown away because, again, this performance is probably my favorite Mayer performance of all time, and then seeing this guitar, and it was just really cool and kind of sad knowing that there was a song that they performed that we never actually got to see make the cut for Crossroads. So it's really cool to see how John started vibing with Duesenberg guitars during the Battle Studies era, and when it came to the Born and Raised in Paradise Valley era, the Double Cat actually became part of his guitar arsenal and was used heavily in the studio for Paradise Valley. I'm sure you guys have all seen the Paradise Valley making of studio sessions that John posted to his own YouTube channel, and when he's doing the recording of Who You Love, he actually is playing the guitar just in the studio while he's listening back to the track and kind of discussing if they're happy with that take or not.
Maybe that just starts there in the last chorus. You love who you love, who you love. We almost have the tune right there. I mean, yeah. I love the way it's tracked.
Yeah.
Do you dig the drums on it? Let's play it again. Let's just listen back to it. We can always cut it again, but I kind of like the... You love who you love.
One thing we do know about John is that he has a massive preference to play whatever guitar he used in the studio for a song live. Now take Wildfire for an example. He's never performed that song with a different guitar. All the way from the Born and Raised in Paradise Valley era to the 2019 World Tour, which is the last time we saw him performing Wildfire, he's only ever used the Duesenberg Double Cat. And seeing it in the studio here, it's very clear that that's the guitar he used to record the track with in the studio, but it's also, I'd say, extremely likely, I no doubt that this guitar was also featured on other songs. In what capacity, it's really difficult to say. You see him going over Who You Love in this clip you guys just watched with the Double Cat, and I don't necessarily think that's the guitar he used for the actual song, like the main guitar parts. It was probably used for some overdubs and other guitar, backing parts for the song and other ones as well. It's pretty safe to say this guitar was used at different points throughout Paradise Valley. Now, we cannot discuss the Duesenberg Double Cat without talking about John's amazing rendition of Call Me the Breeze. In Albuquerque of 2013, just shortly after he actually released Paradise Valley, John performed Call Me the Breeze with the Duesenberg Double Cat, and this is just a really great performance and really cool seeing him use this guitar in a bit of a different context as well, in terms of just mainly exclusively live being used for Wildfire.
Everybody's dancing, nobody's judging.
If you're a fan of the Born and Raised in Paradise Valley era, and chances are if you're a Marehead you are, the Duesenberg Double Cat really has a special place in terms of just that era and it being introduced as part of the rotation of John's guitars he'd used live. And again, seeing it used from that era all the way up to 2019, it's really cool that John stuck with using this guitar. And I have no doubt in my mind that if on future tours John performs Wildfire again, we will see the Duesenberg Double Cat come out and make its way back into the rotation of guitars he uses. It's just really cool as well. The whole vibe of the guitar, the black and white and chrome scheme is very classy, and the shape is for sure unique. It's unlike anything else really John plays. The only other thing that it's like that John has ever played is the other Duesenberg, the Duesenberg Star Player. It's awesome, and I'm really fascinated with these guitars, and the sad thing is at least locally to me, there's no place I can actually go and try these guitars out. There's dealers in Canada that sell them, but none of them are remotely near to me, so trying one out is going to be rather difficult, but I definitely want to test one out and spend some time with one of these guitars at least some point, hopefully in the near future. And it's very possible as well John will record another song with the Duesenberg Double Cat. Even the pickup combination is really unique, having a humbucker in the bridge and then that domino P90 in the neck. It's a very interesting combination, and that middle position on these guitars is known as being something truly unique. And John doesn't really play P90 guitars that often. He does play humbucker guitars a fair bit, not as much as single coils, obviously, but a P90 guitar is something that he doesn't use that often, and it really does fill a very unique sonic space as well that I think could, in the future, be a really great guitar to use on future songs as well, and maybe just switching things up, and as songs evolve in a live context, maybe moving some other songs to using this one live as well. Who knows? But again, I'm really intrigued by these guitars, and I thought this would be a fun video to go over the Duesenberg Double Cat with you guys and kind of discuss this guitar and how John's used it. If you're a fan of Duesenbergs, if you played them as well, let me know in the comments down below. Help give me some insight as to these guitars, because I have no first-hand experience with them. I just really fell in love with Duesenberg when I first saw that Crossroads Performance in 2010 when John was playing that Star Player. I just was like, whoa, that guitar is wicked. And that's what kind of took me down the rabbit hole, and I've been revisiting that recently when it comes to Duesenberg guitars. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video going over the Double Cat. If you guys liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that just helps my videos grow and helps the channel grow, and lets me know I'm doing a good job with all this as well. If you enjoy the John Mayer content on the channel too, and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. Again, just lets me know I'm doing a good job and helps the channel out as well. So it's always greatly appreciated. And until the next time, you guys, thank you so very much for watching today's video. Any other recommendations as well for Mayer content, leave them in the comments down below, because I try and read most of the comments at least and get some ideas for future videos from you guys if there's something you guys all want to see. So let me know that in the comments down below as well. And until next one, you guys, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.